Welcome back to News You Missed, the show that makes you smarter in 20 minutes than CNN could in an entire election cycle.
Hello everybody, and today is Wednesday the 24th of September 2025, and wow, what a big day yesterday was in the UN when President Trump spoke, and dare I say it, the events that happened before it. What else have we got going on? We've got super typhoons running around causing a muck, we've got presidents accusing each other, and dare I say it, Ukraine is definitely broke again and needs more money. Drew, what's your first story of the day?
My first story is Melania Trump's Global Children's Initiative. At the UN, Melania Trump launched Fostering the Future Together, promoting AI, robotics and blockchain in education. The first summit is planned for 2026, a modern twist on her Be Best campaign. Critics ask if tech is really the answer.
Well, Drew, we all know technology is here to stay. Dare I say it should be helping humanity. And we need the next generation to understand it as well, because blockchain technology is a new technology. It's exciting. It's going to be the internet of everything, dare I say. And it's wonderful to hear Melania, the First Lady, getting involved in it. My first story. President Trump has officially designated Antifa as a domestic terrorist organisation, citing a coordinated campaign of political violence against law enforcement and conservative figures. The move follows the assassination of activist Charlie Kirk, which Trump blamed on radical left violence. The executive order directs federal agencies to investigate and disrupt Antifa operations, labelling the group a militarist anarchist enterprise that uses intimidation and coercion to pursue political objectives.
Next up, all flights at Copenhagen Airport have been suspended after multiple drone sightings near the runways. Hundreds of travellers are stranded, with flights diverted or cancelled. A growing aviation nightmare, drones disrupting airports across Europe, and no easy fix yet. I thought it was illegal.
Well, do you know what's crazy, Drew? We're hearing about hacking, drones, you name it, going on at airports. For some reason, why is attacking airports the big thing that hackers want? What happened to them just wanting money these days? So, yeah, it's quite a strange story going on at the moment over there. We're going to keep a close eye on that. My next story. President Trump has sharply criticised Western Europe's migration policies, telling the UN General Assembly that uncontrolled borders and what he called suicidal energy ideas could be the death of Europe. He described migration as the #1 political issue of our time, accusing European leaders of failing to act due to political correctness. Trump said every nation must have the right to control its borders and warned that open border policies threaten both national security and cultural identity. What is the open border policy? Because all I can see is it's to destroy countries. There's no rational explanation for it.
Next up, Trump slams climate change at the UN. Trump calls the climate change the greatest con job ever. He said countries moving away from fossil fuels will suffer economically. A rallying cry to his base and a bombshell to climate advocates worldwide.
Drew, and he made an interesting comment as well in that speech, and I don't know if you've seen it. And he said, people are dying from heat deaths. Why can't they have access to cheap electricity to get them in aircon? And actually, he's flipping this argument on its head. No. We should be looking for cheap electricity to be able to keep the population safe and healthy. And I'm a big advocate for the climate change agenda is just a con job. It really is. Record amounts of ice have been recorded in Antarctica. That tells you straight away the sea level hasn't gone anywhere. So you've got to sit here and go, what's the real agenda behind it? And my next story, a US jury has convicted Ryan Wesley Routh, a pro-Ukraine activist, of attempting to assassinate Donald Trump during his 2024 re-election campaign. Prosecutors say Routh built a sniper's hide near Trump's Florida golf course, but fled after being spotted by a Secret Service agent. He was arrested with multiple phones and flight plans in his car. Routh now faces life in prison after being found guilty of attempted assassination, weapons charges, and more. The Justice Department called the attack an affront to the nation itself.
Next up, in London, a major fire tore through flats in Enfield, hospitalising 3 children and displacing dozens of families. Arson is suspected. Renewed anger over housing safety standards years after the Grenfell tragedy.
Well, something else that's come out from the UN Assembly, Ukraine has acknowledged it needs far more international funding to stay afloat. After talks with the IMF, Kiev has raised its estimate to $65 billion over the next 2 years to finance the war with Russia and keep its economy running. Much of Ukraine's budget is spent on the military, while Western aid also covers pensions and public wages. With US support dwindling, the EU is now the main backer, planning to use profits from frozen Russian assets to help bridge the gap. Well, it's looking like they're not just using the profits, they're actually starting to dip into the principal now. And I think when this war is over, Russia's going to have a lot of questions for Europe.
Well, speaking about finance, the World Economic Forum warns of slower global growth in 2026. India faces new US tariffs, while the US and Europe risk stagnation. No recession warning yet, but turbulence ahead of the world economy.
Drew, isn't that one an obvious one? I don't know about you, but my money's not going anywhere near as far as it used to. So I could have predicted that one just from what I'm buying from the supermarket. My next story. Super Typhoon Ragasa, the world's strongest storm this year, has killed at least 14 people in Taiwan, with over 120 still missing after heavy rains caused a barrier lake to burst. The storm has brought major Asian cities to a standstill, emptying streets in Hong Kong, cancelling hundreds of flights, shutting schools and emptying supermarket shelves. In China's Guangdong province, nearly 1.9 million people have been evacuated. Ragasa, with winds reaching 230 kilometers per hour, continues to batter the region as authorities brace for further impacts.
And my last story of the day. Trump's autism claim backlash. Trump's remarks on Tylenol and autism drew condemnation from the WHO and European Medicines Agency. Health experts call it misinformation, but the controversy has already gone global.
Do you know what, Drew? This is an interesting one, because I think what he's done more than anything is raise awareness, get people talking about this, because autism is skyrocketing and no one is coming forward with answers. So somebody's got to stick their head above the parapet and go, let's look at this. And, well, guess what? We're starting to find things out now, which is fantastic, because, you know, we have many chats about this, and it's something that isn't reducing. It's only getting worse.
Do you know what I think about, Paul? I think about the fact that when the generations have gone, our generation are unalived, and there's so many autistic children that are turning into adults, and you're going to have a world full of autistic adults, and now they can be easily controlled. And I will leave it as that and let your imagination think the rest. But that's my intake on that.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, Drew. And my final story of the day, and this is one that's gone under the radar. President Putin has granted citizenship to Tara Reid, a former US Senate aide. Reid accused Joe Biden of sexual assault in the 1990s, an allegation the president has denied. She moved to Moscow in 2023, saying she feared for her safety after repeating her claims during Biden's re-election campaign. Reid thanked Russian officials for supporting her asylum bid and said she felt relief at becoming a citizen. She now joins other high-profile Westerners, including Edward Snowden and Steven Seagal, who were also granted Russian citizenship.
Maybe that's the place to be.
Who knows, Drew, but I hear their economy's doing rather well and their streets are pretty clean these days. So who knows?
I'm packing.
Well, everybody, that was the news you missed on Wednesday, the 24th of September, 2025. Don't forget to join us all over on charlieward.com, where you can sign up for the Insiders Club. Join us live every Wednesday and Saturday. Talk to us about what is going on out there that, dare I say it, you're not allowed to talk about because of political correctness, censorship, you name it. But that is a place where you can come and find out what's going on. And all that's left for me to say is take care, God bless, and see you all soon. Bye now.
Bye-bye.